Welcome back, fellow history fans, and today we're looking at a brief history of the Battle of Karansebes. First I need to say thanks guys for suggesting this video. It's been on my list for a long time and I've really been looking forward to making this video. I should point out from the start that this event has been disputed to have even happened, but it's too much of a fun subject not to talk about. How might you think an emperor can be in command of both sides in a battle? Well, the answer to that question is have your army split in two and fight each other. The Battle of Karansebes was, to put it lightly, a bit of a faux pas for the Habsburg monarchy during the Austro-Turkish War on the 21st and 22nd of September 1788. It reportedly caused an own goal of nearly 10,000 soldiers and would be an unbelievable comedy if it wasn't for the body count. I should mention this is the same emperor that initiated the Kettle War and also was a big proponent of reusable coffins. This guy keeps on popping up in my videos. Karansebes is a city in southwest Romania in the Banat region, and in the evening of the 21st of September 1788 the Austrian army found itself camping outside the city. It should be pointed out that the army was around 100,000 men strong and were on high alert as it was expected that a battle with the Ottoman army would unfold within the next few days. A small contingent of hussars crossed the Timis River in search of the elusive Ottoman army. Instead of finding the enemy, they ended up finding a bunch of travellers who nicely sold them a few barrels of schnapps. So far so fun, I suppose. However, drunk war-hardened soldiers turned out to be a bit of a bad thing. Not long after the party started, a bunch of foot soldiers also crossed the Timis on the hunt for Ottomans as well. Upon finding their compatriots, the foot soldiers asked to join in on the party, who were now in a rather bad state of drunkenness. The hussars said no and drunkenly formed defences around the barrel, and from there things started to go Pete Tong. A minor punch-up ensued, gradually turning into a fully fledged brawl. Fighting within the ranks during this time period was not a rare thing, as anyone could join the army, with recruitment officers not checking into potential soldiers' pasts. So for example, if you're on the run from the law, you could sign up and start a new life as a soldier in the army of the Holy Roman Empire. It is thought that at some point during this brawl, things escalated quickly and a shot rung out.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
In the chaos, the words Turkey, Turkey, Turks, Turks in English, began to come from the infantry. The hussars and many infantry fled the scene, leaving behind confusion as to what the situation actually was. Now, the army of the Holy Roman Empire consisted of a large contingent of non-German speaking soldiers, with many men from Lombardy, Serbia, Croatia, Austria, and other minorities. Because of this, not everyone could understand each other, which further added to the confusion. In an attempt to restore order, Austrian soldiers shouted out "halt" to the men to stop them fleeing in German, but to the foreign ears of many men who couldn't speak German, mistook it for Allah, adding even more confusion to the mix. At some point the fleeing hussars past the army's main camp was taken to be an Ottoman cavalry charge, and an artillery barrage was ordered, and if the face palming couldn't get any worse, the whole army retreated from the area, fighting and shooting amongst themselves as they went. Several days later, to their bemusement, the Ottoman army arrived to find reportedly 10,000 dead or dying Austrians, and took Karansebes with no resistance. As I said before, there isn't much actual evidence for the battle if you consider it a battle at all, as the reported death toll doesn't have any verified sources, especially during a war that was rather well documented for the time. The nearest source claiming the validity of the battle came nearly 40 years after 1788, in 1834, in an Austrian war magazine. I'm going to attempt to pronounce it, so place your hands over your ears now. Österreichische Military Zeitschrift. Even that doesn't really give a clear enough picture, and in most cases has been written to debunk the overstated claims of losses. Also, a diary is quoted in the Zeitschrift, claiming losses more in the region of 3 cannon and around 560 soldiers, although this is attributed to desertion as many return later, and only a passing mention is made of casualties. It's very likely that the story was exaggerated as a bit of a political hit piece on Joseph II, as the first mentions of large losses and the halt and our confusion comes from a French source. There is also contemporary sources claiming that there was some sort of confusion in the Kriegsschrift in Real Zeitung, Real News, of Erlangen, Germany, dated on the 7th of October 1788. Around midnight came many Wallachians, modern day Romanians, with loud shouts, "The Turks, the Turks!" Frightened by this false alarm, all awoke with a start and fought to save themselves. A few houses were set afire by these Wallachians, multiplied the fear. It was even claimed that 8 Wallachians were hanged for their part in creating the confusion. The battle has become a bit of an odd mark in history. It's even had attempts to take it off of Wikipedia due to lack of proper sources. It's highly likely that there was an incident, but at a greatly reduced scale. I'll leave it up to you guys if you think the battle really happened, and I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Well, this has been a fun subject to research, even if my secondary school German and French got a real test. If you'd like to see more, you can check out my brief history of playlist. New videos are uploaded every Thursday. I have a Twitter which is on here somewhere, and if you fancy supporting the channel financially, I have a Patreon as well. I can't thank my current patrons enough, and as always, thanks for watching.